providing a vast array of services to youth and young adults here within the South Los Angeles and South Bay region. Right now, where we are is at our what we call our Adams Foster Hope location. Here we provide a variety of services to support young people who are experiencing homelessness, as well as those who are not. But today, since it's Homeless Youth Awareness Month, we're going to talk more specifically about those programs and services that we offer here that support youth who are in crisis and also experiencing some form of housing insecurity. So our West Adams location, of course, is located here in West Adams on the corner of 10th and Adams. We serve the following communities within South LA, primarily being the northwest region of South LA, as well as the southwest region of South LA. So the youth who come to us for services or come through our doors are young people that come from communities such as Leimert Park, the Crenshaw-Slauson area, Broadway Manchester, USC Exposition, of course, West Adams, and also as far north as Washington Boulevard and some areas of the Mid-City. So we also have youth that come from the western area of what's considered the southern region of South LA. And those young people either come from communities along Obama Boulevard, off La Brea Boulevard, are familiar with Gilliam Park. And so pretty much our location is a place-based location that serves young people and their unique needs. What's been so fantastic and fabulous about our Adams location is that over 230 youth walk through our doors every year for a variety of services, and one of them being just being a sounding board and a listening ear. I mean, that's one of the things that I would say that we do very well here. And they come for other things, such as having an address. I mean, it's very important for young people who are currently unhoused or experiencing some form of housing insecurity to have an address where they can go to receive mail, as well as have a location where they could also pick up deliveries as well. And so in addition to the mail, we have Wi-Fi, we have computers, we have housing resources, we have education support. We also have a resource room where we provide toiletries, clothing, toothbrushes, soap, free undergarments, new undergarments at that, and a food pantry where young people can come and grab a snack, food on the go, as well as receive food and gift cards to support them for any need that they may have, a basic need that they may have or they may be struggling with. And so what you will find and what you will learn today from the staff here at our Adams location is that we are a hub of hope. And that hub of hope is really about delivering not only the services, but the care and compassion young people need in order to thrive.
Hello.
Hi, come on in.
I'm here for the info session.
Yes. Let me take your temperature. Awesome. Hi, my name is Savannah. I'm a student at West Los Angeles College. I've been working with St. Paul for officially 2 years now. My position here is admin support. So basically what I do is support the administration and grants management team by recording documents and inputting invoices.
Good morning. My name is Maria from St. Hope. I am the intake coordinator for this organization. I've been here for about 6 years. We used to hold simple sessions every Wednesday from 10 to 12 p.m. But due to the pandemic, we do everything remotely, either through fax or email, or sometimes you will go ahead and call ahead and contact our office for services. Over the past 10 years, we have serviced 4,000 youth, and out of those 4,000 youth, we have securely housed 2,700. I am also a former TAY myself and a former foster youth. TAY stands for Transitional Age Youth from the ages 16 to 24. It all started back in 2012 when I was 21, about to emancipate foster care, and I had nowhere else to go. I was going to become homeless myself. But thanks to my boss, who I met back then, offered me an opportunity to go ahead and stay in this house when I used to be in an independent living program for former foster youth. Now, because of that, I have all these better opportunities, and I'm securely housed myself today. And also, I have this amazing job that I work for in order to continue to securely house youth and service them as well. Not only individuals, but also as well as families. So here is one of the PowerPoint slides that I go through with youth when they used to come in. These are the documents that are required for the individuals and then also families, but for families, they need more intensive documents to send as well. Some of them are ID, home verification, and on TV class if you're only going to traditional or bridge housing. Some of the homeless verifications are third-party verification homelessness that either was sent to a case manager, social worker, and another third party who will verify you're homeless. Another one is observation homelessness. That is only if you're literally homeless. For example, if you're sleeping in your car or you're sleeping in the streets. Another one is self-cert. If you don't have anybody to help verify you're homeless, we can go ahead and have you fill a self-cert. And another one is imminent risk of homelessness, meaning you're gonna have to lose your housing within 30 days or less.
Okay, so I have one question. How long does the process take? Like, how soon can I get housed?
So usually, it also factors what kind of program that you are trying to be serviced for, and which housing program you would be eligible for as well. So after you turn in your documents along with the paperwork, it could take a month or 2 months, for example, for a rapid housing program. Not only that, you have to able to demonstrate that you have income coming from employment, because we need some stable income before we can go ahead and house you to there. But in average, it's 1 month to 2 months factors in if you turn all your documents along with your paperwork, and in fact which housing program you're going to be going for.
Okay, thank you.
And if you have any more questions, feel free to call us at our office at 323-786-2413.
My name is Joey Solomon. I'm the program administrator for Sanctuary of Hope. I've been the program administrator for about 3.5 years, but I have been with Sanctuary of Hope for all 10 years of its existence. I have over 20 years experience working with homeless youth and families. And the most memorable experience I have is watching the youth grow into adults and succeeding as parents and adults in their lives. So we're sitting in one of the rooms at our Adams location that started out as housing for single foster youth that stayed here. It used to be filled with 2 queen-size beds and dressers and desks, and this was their stepping stone before going into permanent housing. This room has now evolved into being one of our offices, so you'll see empty desks behind me that we are getting ready to fill with our new hires shortly.
Hey, how you doing, Savannah?
Hi, Jay.
Maria, how we
Hey,
doing?
Sam, good yourself?
I'm doing good. Where's your SOH shirt?
Look, I forgot. We kind of gotta wash.
I'll remind you next week.
I hope so.
How we doing?
Pretty good. Are you in charge of rapid rehousing?
Yeah, oh, you're that youth.
Yes, yes I am.
Kayla?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, come on, follow me upstairs.
Awesome, thank you.
Thanks for coming upstairs. Like I mentioned downstairs, my name is Jaffery Stillman. I've been employed from Sanctuary Hope for about 9 months now. Within those 9 months, we experienced the COVID-19, but I still have 8 to 9 youth that's housed in our program. I do have a couple of questions for you right now. Are you currently employed?
Yes I am.
Okay, and are you working part-time or full-time?
Full time.
Okay, in about 35 to 40 hours?
Yeah, about that.
Okay, with answering those questions, I feel like you are a possible fit for our rapid rehousing program. Let me just give you a little a little information about our program, okay? If you are housed. Once housed, this is a partnership to start off. So if there's like goals, long or short-term goals, I'm your partner. We start off by paying your security deposit, your first and second month worth of rent. The reason why we do this, one, we like the youth to relax while being housed in our program. Two, we would like the youth to map out his or her long or short-term goals while underneath our program. From day one, I will always tell the youth this is a partnership, and when you would like to work on something or better yourself, whether it be a GED, open up a savings account, or obtaining a car, I'm your guy. Do you have any other questions for me?
No, but I wanted to check out the director. Do you know where?
Oh, Mrs. T, right. She is down the hall, straight down the hall, make a right, and you'll see her.
Awesome, thank you.
One of our youngest programs here at Adams is our Connect LA program. I mean, it's so unique because a lot of times as service providers, we get so used to like servicing the youth, just the youth. That's it. They come in, whatever it is they need, we help them get it. We support the youth. But with the reunification program, we invite the families to come in, and that's what sets our Connect LA program apart from, I would say, all of our programs here at Sanctuary of Hope. It's more of a healing program or like journey for the youth. The case manager gets a chance to hear the youth's perspective, but also listen to what the parent is saying. So we get to work with them as a unit instead of like an individual. So to me, the Connect LA program is the program that, if a youth can get their needs met from Connect LA, it's a more likelihood that they won't have to come in looking for housing, because they get to stay with their family. And I think that's just amazing. It also offers the youth therapy as well, and I think we have the best therapist here at Sanctuary of Hope. So it's just the program, the therapy, the reunification piece, the case management, the support services. To me, it's everything you need to reduce the amount of time a homeless youth is on the streets, or even just prevent the homeless youth from being homeless. That's the program. We also have our rapid rehousing program. That's more for our, I'll say our youth who are more sufficient. That program, it can work really well if the youth has, income and they have support and they are just more, I would say just more equipped to live by themselves. They also have a case manager there who helps them with their life skills, who helps them budget, who increases their income. And actually, since our new case manager has come on the team, a lot of good things have been going on with rapid rehousing. A lot of our youth have increased their income. We have some who are going back to school. I mean, it's a really good program. To me, it's the college graduation program, because we have our bridge and we have our transitional housing. That would be kind of like the training wheels, bridge and transitional housing. But once you enter you enroll in our rapid rehousing program, the training wheels are off. You're signing your lease, you're paying a portion of your rent. Your case manager isn't living on your property. It's more free. So I mean, that's a unique program too, because sometimes all the youth need is really like a chance. They just need some financial assistance, and that's what that program really is here for. The youth who just need like a little push. You're good.
So Tiana, what is like the most motivating success story in Spot 6 for you?
Motivating. Let's see. Well, a lot of our success here At our Adams location, I would say it's because of our partnerships with other agencies. Recently, we've actually, with the help of another agency, we're able to house one of our youth, parenting youth, to permanent housing. So a lot of our success stories, a lot of our wins, we're not doing it alone. We have amazing partners, we have good rapport, and I think that's what it takes a village. It takes a village. November 30th, I'll be hosting Sanctuary of Hope's Woke Moments, live podcast, parenting, and unhoused. We're gonna be in for a big, big treat.
Thank you so much, Tiana. I learned so much from you. I actually want to go check out downstairs. It smells so good.
Yeah, I think that's my son downstairs.
Your son works here?
No, not my son. You know, my son, the life coach.
Oh, awesome. Okay, I'm going to go check him out and see what it's all about. Thank you. What you making?
Yeah, got a little steak and potatoes, you know. Take some of those veggies, throw it on top, give it a little bit of life. Let it marinate for a few, you know. Yeah. But glad you came through. Like my name is Myson. I work as a life coach here for Sanctuary of Hope. I'm saying it's a close-knit community. I'm saying more like family for real. Like we service transitional age homeless youth. You know, and my department is called Family Reunification. I'm gonna spread this thing out real quick. But so family reunification is about like facilitating the bonds and strengthening the bonds between like family members and the youth that we serve. They go on different journeys, you know, and working with 18 and 24 transitional age youth. You have what some would call like new adults, who though they have like adult frames, they're still processing like adult minds. And sometimes you'll have certain situations or traumas or a lack of peace that will occur that will cause the youth to want to leave away from home, especially if they're not necessarily like prepared for the adult world. And the pressure comes in when the idea that you have about yourself collides with your present situation. And in our position, myself and others, it's about being patient with them and allowing them to express and articulate themselves according to how they feel. So like one of the important skills that we have to employ is just seeking to understand. And that's something that's like universal for real, because like a lot of arguments wouldn't occur if people went into situations trying to seek to understand first and then trying to be understood. But in today's climate, what we deal with are families that, you know, with technology, trauma issues, poverty, and other exterior circumstances that will impact the bond. You have families that barely get together. I'm saying the average family spends about like 37 minutes a day or something like that together. You know, when you combine school and work and just like other obligations that we have to take care of. And sometimes the children or the youth don't always necessarily get what they need. And by the time we get to them, we're dealing with the aftermath. So we have like sometimes a lot to account for. So like as for myself, if you have a youth who has made their way to Los Angeles and they left Houston, Texas, trying to see about another aspect of life, and they fall on a hard time, but they didn't necessarily leave in the best circumstance when it comes to the bonds that they have with their family. If they have a change of heart and decide that they want to return home, we help facilitate that bond. In the past, we've had have to speak with the family, see what they require of the youth, speak with the youth, and somewhere in between both of their perspectives, you'll find the truth. You know, so it's about like seeking to understand and being patient within that process. Now, when it comes to family reunification, like we've reunified over 20 plus families, and when it comes to other youth who have been in our program, we help to improve the bonds within their families by like stabilizing themselves. Most youth around 18 to 24, just making their way to LA. They're not necessarily like trying to go back just yet. You have those who do, you know, we take care of that. But sometimes we have to take like more of an unorthodox approach when it comes to, you know, just checking on them and like bridging the gap. So we've had some youth that, even though they weren't technically reunified, we improved the relationship between themselves and the family by just helping stabilize their lives. So we've had, along with the 20 plus that we've served, we've also had a number of youth, about 15 plus, who have been, they've transitioned into more stabilized housing, which is wraparound housing, transitional, some are in the Section 8 apartments, and you know, so on and so on. You know, other different type of housing programs that are like available. So like, you fine tune the experience based on like whatever the youth requires. Some, you have to help them heal through traumas, and we have like different therapeutic services that we're able to apply, and others you just help them to stabilize themselves so that they in turn feel better about themselves. And then when their family comes around, because most of the time family means well, we're able to help them find stable ground so that they have more peace and more patience to communicate. You know, so I love it, man. Like, this job has allowed me to just like improve more as a human being. I feel like I'll be a better father now because of the experiences, and I have yet to have children yet. I'm looking forward to it, but I know that as I'm raising children, I understand the importance of making sure that my children are prepared to go into the world. I get to see what happens when sometimes they're not. You know, so I'm grateful for this experience. I'm grateful for like Sanctuary Hope, because like, you really gotta care about it. You know, I'm not here to knock anyone else's passion, but you gotta have passion for this, and you gotta have love for this, because otherwise sometimes gigs like these will burn you out. But I appreciate being able to support the neighborhood, help the youth find their way. And I didn't always envision myself here, but like, I'm grateful for every day.
So at our Hope Link Bridge House, we house over 26 young people annually who are able to stay up to 90 days or longer, because our ultimate goal with the housing is to assist young people with transitioning to other forms of alternative housing, whether that alternative housing is a permanent home of their own, transitional housing, or maybe even reuniting with their loved ones, which becomes extremely important when we're putting our young people on a path to stability. But what makes our Bridge House very unique is that our programming is very culturally centered. We do wonderful things there, such as healing circles. We have art therapy, arts and crafts. We also have moments where young people can sit and reflect and create their own digital narratives around their own experience. And we also offer therapeutic services that are there as well. So beyond just having a place to lay your head, food to eat, it's an environment where all staff there are trained to be mentors, because our goal is to provide not only a place for them to lay their head, but also a caring and mentoring environment so that young people know that they have a permanent connection that they can rely on.
Started working at Sanctuary of Hope the day that the actual Bridge House opened, which was September 4th, 2018. So I've been with Sanctuary of Hope, the specific part, the Bridge House part, ever since the inception of it. It has been a learning experience for me. It's been a learning experience, right? So my degree is in behavioral science, which is psychology and sociology. So it's been a learning experience. I've had my fair share of challenging experience with participants as far as personalities, but I've also had very amazing experiences with participants that have walked in through this door that needed that place and that space for them. I personally love the name Sanctuary of Hope because of the name itself, right? The sanctuary of the hope that we provide for participants. I've had participants that have came here that absolutely love the name, just based on the safety and the sanctuary space that they feel here. So that's been a blessing. It's been good to be able to have participants again that come in on a completely blank slate, just flourish and thrive in ways that I'm like, whoa. And I've seen it with my own two eyes. So that's been a blessing. It's been one of my favorite things about the physical space of Bridge House is just a warm home setting that's here. I have a participant that recently shared with me his background story as to what led him to be homeless, but was so thankful and overjoyed to be in a space where he's like, this is my home. And he's so thankful that there is a space here that's provided for him. That makes him feel, in his words, very, very safe. So the name Sanctuary of Hope and the actual physical space here, it really, really fits, right? I've had an experience with a participant that was very taken aback by the way that us as staff here speak, meaning he was just like, well, I'm so used to being yelled at by other staffers from other shelters. So when I act up and I don't respond to you all's tone, I'm not used to it. And I had to let that participant know, no, this is really how we talk. We don't yell at participants. We legit treat our participants and our youth as who they are.
Like, nobody wants to be homeless forever. And I just feel like it motivates me to be somebody good and important in life, just like yourselves. And I want to say thank you to Liza. What's his name? Andre. And what's your name?
Kayla.
And Kayla. Because you guys are beautiful souls, and I'm just so glad you guys upgraded me in the most positive and professional way ever.
So our final destination, a part of our West Adams virtual open house, is our Hope Link transitional housing program, where we have 14 units of single apartments for young people who need a place to stay for up to 24 months. Our young people who are within our Hope Link transitional two-limb program are in school, are working, they're saving their money. One of the requirements of the program is that young people have to participate in a rent savings program, in which 30% of their income goes directly into their rent savings escrow, and at the end of their stay, that money is returned to them so that they could use it towards moving into their own apartment or any other need that they may have. The average savings within our rent savings there at our Tulin location is about $2,000. Some young people do a little bit better because we've seen it as high as $5,000 of savings. But really that program, that transitional housing program, is really aimed towards helping young people get on their feet, complete their academic goals, increase their income. And when I say increase their income, that means that for some of our young people, they have gotten better jobs where they may have moved from minimum wage or a minimum living wage to wages up to, I would say, $21 an hour, whether they are in culinary, they are in tech, what's another interesting one? Or in transit. Transportation has been one of the growing areas where we've assisted young people with employment and increasing their income. A majority of the young people who are a part of our transitional housing program exit into permanent housing, which is the ultimate goal of our transitional housing program. And what's also very unique about the 14 units that we have is that we master lease our units with a wonderful landlord and in a building that's multi-generational. And so our youth get the full immersion experience of, one, having an apartment of their own, maintaining that apartment, but also working on building relationships and learning how to be good neighbors in the apartments that they reside in. And so you are going to learn a little bit more about our transitional housing program by watching a brief snippet.
SOH has teamed up with property management company Ward Economics, who allows us to master lease 13 units for our participants. In fact, some of those participants who are currently there have transitioned from our bridge program. Since the opening of THP, we've now had a total of 6 individuals who has transitioned from transitional housing into permanent housing. The goal for staff is to simply keep participants in a forward motion.
I hope you all enjoyed this presentation, but more so I hope that you feel inspired to want to join into this fight to end homelessness. Join Sanctuary of Hope and all the many different agencies across Los Angeles County. For more information, you can go to www.thesoh.org. There you can find out how you can become a part of the solution, how you can become a part of something.